Today, as we saw in the previous Forza Horizon stream, the festival playlist is back. Is that a good thing? Is it a terrible thing? That's what we're going to figure out today. The feature originally inspired by the Cruise Summit is back, and I have some things to talk about. I dug into the numbers, saw what you could do, and ultimately, is it still a grind fest? Have they improved it? Is it the same? Ultimately, have they made it easier like they said? To give you the basics, there's going to be free content every single month added to the game, which means it's back. It's returning, new content every month. That's great. As before, each time the season changes, there will be brand new content and brand new vehicles for us to unlock. The percentage system has gone in the bin, which I am so grateful for, and we now have a new point system, which they suppose will make it clearer, obviously will make it clearer, but will make it easier for you to claim the rewards you wish. The first season will be Welcome to Horizon, which is going to be pretty light on content. There's not going to be a mass amount there, but this will basically give you early access into it without really giving you mega rewards, so you can focus on the story. Very good. They also mentioned evolving world, so throughout each season they're going to change it up. The second season, for example, is going to be a Christmas season, which is so weird because the Forza normally launches in September, but there'll be new props and things placed around the map to make the world fully evolve each season. But let's talk about points. How many points do you actually need to unlock the prizes? That's ultimately going to dictate whether this is better or worse, or just somewhere in the middle compared to the previous game. The big question beforehand, though, is will this feature even matter? Remembering that the festival playlist came out later in the previous game, it's coming out day one in this game along with the car pass. The car pass will have the new cars. The festival playlist will probably have locked away cars that we will probably just be able to buy anyway. But will it play a bigger part later in the game? We'll have to see. To get every single event checked off the list, most of these seasons will require you to get 58 to 61 points, at least from what we've seen here. Each time the weather changes, you've got to get those full points. There may be more, maybe less. It will change depending on each time it changes season. To get one car, at least from the examples we saw, you need at least 22 to 26 points. To get the second car, you require 42 to 46 points. To get this series overall car, number one, you need 120 points, and to get series 2's car, you need 180 points. So that's doing all the points across all the events will give you somewhere around that. I'll talk about that in a minute. Another cool thing is that the trial, which I have tried so many times and never ever found decent people to play with. There was always one or two people that just ruined it. You go against unbeatable AI with other players, and this gives you points if you win two of the 3 races. It was so impossible because I always got grouped with baboons. Now, they've made it a little bit easier by locking that away, and you can only partake in that event if you reach the Hall of Fame, which means you need a certain amount of accolades. And we spoke about accolades before. It's basically like the grindy stuff post doing it, so you can, the completionist stuff. You don't have to do all of them, you have to do some of them. They didn't say how many. So basically it makes it easier for you to find better players because they've spent more time playing the game. At least that's what they believe. But let's work out how many events you need to do. I've done the math to actually get these cars. Every single time this season changes, you will be required to do 15 challenges and races, and technically it's more considering the fact that some of them are those seasonal championships that require you to do 3 races. So we're looking like 20 events. Now everyone will do these differently. For example, the daily challenges and stuff that can add up points, and there's some events that give more than others, like 5 points opposed to like 2 or 3. But this is ignoring the trial that you can't do unless you are a seasoned player, and so everything else that you can do around those, and doing a few of the weekly challenges, but mostly focusing on the actual events that are later into the list. Now, if you do these 15 events, as I mentioned, well, you will still be needing another 4 points throughout the 4 seasons to get the overall series cars. Now, you'll get one of them, but the second one will not be available to you unless you do an extra point each season. It sounds like a lot. I'll now give you a calculation based on the 44 points for the best car, which actually for that season would actually be about middle from what we've seen. There's 46 or 42. Currently, you don't get anything for maxing out the points, as I I mentioned earlier. So, for example, the full amount, if you do every event, you don't get anything special, except for each event gives you like wheel spins or like a horn or a special car in some cases, so you'll want to do them anyway. So you're in a fresh season. Let's get the first car. What do we need to do? Horizon Arcade, Playground Games, Speed Trap, Danger Sign, Speed Zone, Seasonal Championship, Seasonal Championship, Seasonal Championship. Boom! You have car number 1. To carry on and get car number 2, Horizon Tour Co-op Championship, Monthly Rivals, Treasure, Photo Challenge, Horizon Open Drift Skill, 30th or better in Eliminator, Daily Challenge, and again, another Daily Challenge to be able to get ready to unlock the season overall card. I have to say, it's so difficult to say series over season. Too many S words. So, what do I think here? I have to say I'm a little bit worried. I was going to make a video on the festival playlist way before I even knew that they were actually going to do a dedicated stream, not dedicated, but mention it in a stream, but which this makes it even better because we have things to go off of and talk about it a little bit more. So I'm worried. Ultimately, it looks like it's going to be quite a grind to get these points. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be 100%. We haven't played it. We don't know how it portrays, like how it puts itself out there. They may still alter things, blah, 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 the usual. But ultimately, from what we've seen, all we can do is, based off of what we've seen, is going to require at least the professional players once you unlock the trial and such. We don't know how many points the trial is going to give, but based on the fact it might give us 5, it's still going to be a grind. We get to knock off 1 seasonal championship from that list, which it's still a lot. Like, I'm one that says a grind is good. Don't get me wrong. And that's where I might fall flat on my face to a lot of you guys. And you're like, oh, shut up. You like grinds, blah, 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 blah. I do. But what I don't like is a forced grind for a car that everyone should have access to. When it comes to the crew or other games when they've got a special car that you can get the normal version of already without playing the grind fest, and then you get given the special one for actually putting the effort in, it's not any faster than a normal one. That I appreciate. I think that makes sense. But to unlock actually new content, I don't know. Like, it sounds like a lot of work. Now, I understand the thought that they think, oh, it's going to be people playing it over the course of a week. No, they know that people are going to be trying to smash that out in one day. What checkbox are we ticking to send to Microsoft to feel like, look how much people are playing the game? It just feels that way. I hope it gets tweaked. I hope this isn't final. This may not be. It may be different. And of course, how much play does this actually have, considering the fact it's a new launch game? Before, in Horizon 4, it was added later on in the game. This time, however, the car pass is coming out at the same time as the seasons are going to begin. So it's actually going to be any majorly significant cars here. Or am I just wasting my time thinking about that? Are there actually is it going to be any worth for people that don't want, say, one of those cars in that month actually playing this? Will you be able to just buy all the cars that are available there on the auction house afterwards? Are they going to be cars that we actually care about anyway? Good way to end it there. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts down below. Be sure to smash like, my friends. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next video next time. Let me know. Peace.